Welcome everyone. Welcome to Live, Love, and Live YouTube channel. My name is Kweyono Sineogirl Kyne, and today I have the honor and the privilege to interview my dear cousin, STURGESS KYNE. STURGESS has been one of the cousins in my life that have been very consistent. Sometimes relationships are hard, whether it's family, whether it's friend, but this cousin of mine has always been present in my life, and I'm greatly appreciative of you, STURGESS. I love you so much, and I'm so honored that you accepted my invitation to be here tonight. Thank you so much. I don't take that lightly. I know time are precious, so I take that very seriously. So thank you for being here tonight with me. It's late to your side, it's late to my side, but you doing this, it means the world. So thank you so much. Yeah, I was handing off to Sturgis, and he will give a brief introduction of himself. Take it away, Sturgis.
I paused for a quick second there, but yeah, you said give a brief
Yeah,
intro.
anything you want to say just to let people know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Sturgis. My name is Sturgis.
It's kind of frozen.
Of course, you guys already know me as Liberian. Raised in the East Coast, primarily for the most part. Of course, I came here when I was 6. Came to the States when I was 6 years old. So I got six siblings. Uh, so yeah, I'm working in the healthcare field. Yeah, man of God. Or at least I try to stay, within that vein as best as I can. I try to stay underneath the umbrella of the Most High. So yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome, Sturgeon. Just to have a little icebreaker before I go into the question, if you can
Mhm.
visit anywhere in the world, besides Liberia, I know we're from Liberia, so hoo-hoo, of course, that'll be number one place, but anywhere else you can visit in the world, what one place would you want to visit or have you visited? Which a place that you never been before that you would like or have you would like to visit and why?
From my childhood, for some reason, Rio de Janeiro, I always wanted to visit Rio. And I really didn't
Ooh.
know exactly why. It might have been because 80% of the slaves with the transatlantic slave trade that was, from Africa towards the West, they actually came to Brazil. That could be a introspection, but I really don't know why. I try to look into it to try to understand. I always had some type of affection towards the country of Brazil. Brazil's almost like a southern version of the United States in a way. You have a lot of mixture of different racial, complexes there. So, yeah,
Nice, nice.
Rio de Janeiro. Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty interesting because I don't know nothing about it either. So that's a really cool one, and the little history give back of it. So that's really cool. Hello, those who are joining us. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here tonight. I'll answer your question later on because we're just gonna go into our interview. So my first question for you, Sergius, is how are you living your life with purpose?
I feel like, and this is something that I hate to say, I learned at the later stage of my life that in order to really walk in this life, everything has to walk underneath a umbrella of some sort of spiritual umbrella. And if you're not doing that, you're basically driving a car blind, essentially, in a sense. And in order to live my life with purpose, I figure that it's almost a requirement to give God some type of, you could say glory, you could say attention. So you got to give God some type of attention every day, whether it's
Yes.
through Bible reading, whether it's through prayer. So if you completely ignore that, you're basically like walking without a shield in a sense. So, yeah, that's really it. I try to read my Bible every day. Every day, I try to, and
Amen.
when I don't, I feel like I'm walking naked. So,
Amen.
yeah.
Amen. Amen.
uh,
That's really good.
um,
That's really good. I like how you emphasize on that about giving God the attention every day and seeking God every day. And I think Bible reading, that's the best. That's one of the best places that we can start from, because that's His word. That's His breathing, active word. So it's really good that you're practicing that. Um, and yeah, it's really good that you're practicing that, and you're sharing that with us tonight about that, because there are a lot of us, a lot of people who don't do that. And if you're a believer, or if you're not a believer, or you haven't get or you are a believer and you haven't get into that practice, I'll strongly suggest you to really take that seriously. That's the really fundamental of being a Christian, to really dive into the Word of God and not just be a church goer. So thank you so much, Sturgis, for emphasizing on that. That's really, really great. To move on to the next question, how are you loving like Christ?
Loving like Christ.
Yes.
I would say forgiveness, and that forgiveness has a lot to do with loving like Christ, because forgiveness is actually a supernatural act if you think about it.
Mm,
Depending on the level of forgiveness, now you're talking about, let's say, if somebody, for the worst of the worst, let's say, killed somebody that you love, and you got to forgive that person. It's on a level of almost like a supernatural thing that you got to almost like psych yourself out of, almost
mm,
like psychologically. You got to put yourself in almost like a cognitive dissonance type of state of mind. And I look at that like being like Christ in a lot of different ways. I had to forgive myself, forgive other people for different things that they did. And you have to look at things from a spiritual aspect. In the sense that people operate on a spiritual paradigm that they might not even be looking at. Spirits might have led them to do something that they might be operating, thinking that they're doing it. So, I look at things in that way to, make me operate like Christ. Forgiveness, and then understanding that not everybody that you're dealing with is in a state of mind where they're where they're actually cognitively doing something. Is like almost like uh secondary source is pushing them to do what they do. So you gotta give people the benefit of the doubt, a lot of times. So
yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Forgiveness is huge, because
yeah,
Christ did forgive. He forgave even you and I, right? He's forgiving us daily, daily
yeah,
forgiving us. So who am I, or who are you for us not to do that for another
yeah,
brother or sister? So that's really important that you mentioned that,
yeah,
because I think a lot of people carry around a lot of unforgiving spirit, and that can really seem a hindrance to your blessing as well, because if you're walking around, sometimes we might even be walking around with unforgiving spirit towards a brother and sister, and that person might not even know how they hurt you, because everybody, the way it hurts is different. And sometimes people do things and they don't, like as you said, like they don't notice whether they're hurting you or not. But if you confront them and be like, you know what, you hurt me and I forgive you, and hopefully we can hope they'll say sorry back. But if not, but you still pass on that forgiveness, so do you have any like personal example of how you done that? Have you
uh,
forgiven somebody? Any personal, any recent, or even in the past example?
there's situations with relationships, situations with you know families,
Okay.
situations that, yeah, but I'd rather not just put
Yeah,
it out
man,
there.
nothing get too deep into it. Just kind of like a brawl on a brawl, like, just
Well,
like a, yeah, like just like a brawl example. Have you done that before? Just nothing too personal. You don't have to
yeah,
share. Just
well, let's say somebody disrespects you online,
right.
through a that happened, and they
Yeah.
tag your family in a breakup, and they curse you out. This is a personal example that happened with my son's mother. Uh, I forgive her for that, you know,
Yeah.
because I know that at the end of the day that, like I said, people are gonna be people, So yeah. So as an
Okay.
example, you have a situation where somebody disrespects you online and try to castigate you in front of your siblings, and they tag your peoples and all that. course, it's
Mm-hmm.
childish. It's childish, but yeah, I forgave her for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Nice. That's a good example. And do you also another follow up question? Do you think it's easier for you to forgive other people, or eh, or easier for you to forgive yourself? Or is it harder for you to forgive other people and easier for you to forgive yourself, or vice versa? What do you
Uh,
think? How do you see that?
Let me drink a little water first. Yeah. My throat a little dry,
Okay.
but mm,
Yep. No problem. It's late, y'all. We all need our water. It's late to us.
I drink some distilled water. It's the best water in the world.
Oh yeah. I just have my
Distilled water.
bottle. It's not distilled, but it's fountain water that I like to.
I think forgiving yourself is harder because people,
It's
of course,
what?
think it's harder. Forgiving
Harder.
yourself,
Yep. Yep. 100%. Yeah.
lie to themselves. People tell themselves all type of lies. You know, people, of course, try to look at themselves in the best light.
Mhm.
So to reach that point of forgiveness, it takes a humble spirit, it takes a humble heart. So, in order to have that posture, in order to forgive or to be intentional, to look internal within yourself to see what's wrong, it takes a humble spirit. So, yeah, I think it's much harder to forgive yourself.
I agree. I'm like that too. It's so easy for me to forgive others, and it's harder for me to forgive myself. So I agree 100%.
You
But
know,
I think we should still, forgive ourselves. Even though it's harder, but we should still pray to God to help us come to that place. Again, if
yeah,
God can forgive us, who are us for us not to forgive ourselves too? So yeah, I think it's important that we do that as well. But it is harder. I definitely agree with you because I'm on that same boat. 100%. It's easy like this for me to forgive people, but yeah, to forgive myself is like, yeah,
I
it's
think about
harder.
it. Yeah.
Huh?
Now, see, you got to
Yeah.
think about it a little bit more. You got to ponder on it. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, Sturgis, good answers. I appreciate all these answers. I'll move on to the next question if you're ready.
Yeah.
Need more water? You
Oh, so
Okay,
nervous.
you good. Okay. Where do you think it is important to let your light shine and how are you doing that?
Uh, to let your light shine. Light is in what? Express. What do you mean by light?
So like in the Bible the Bible said let your light shine before men, right? So that's pretty much what I mean. So what do you think where do you think it is important to let your light shine in this world? We live in a very dark world. There are a lot of things happening. Where
Yeah.
specifically for you do you think it's important to let your light shine and how are you doing that?
I believe any opportunity you have to help somebody out, whether it's given, of course, there's a lot of people that's in need that volunteer. There's a lot of people
Mhm.
that may send some money back home. There's a lot of things that you could do to assist. So I think anytime that you see somebody that is in a position where you could give them a helping hand and you have that, and especially when it's not going to take
Yeah.
anything away from you. So I feel like it's
Yeah.
almost imperative, especially as a Christian. If you call yourself a Christian and you're walking within a certain vein and a certain light, trying to be like Christ, I
Yeah.
think first and foremost, whenever you see somebody in need,
Yeah. I like
give a
that. I
yeah,
like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot because helping people is so important. I feel like we all should have some sort of spirit to help, a heart that is willing to help somebody, because you might be the next one. You might be that next person that need help,
yeah,
so I think it's so important that you mentioned that about,
mm,
helping a person because again, you can't say you're a child of God and you letting your light shine, but yeah, you're not helping your fellow brother and sister. So I think thank you for sharing that. It's really important. Thanks for sharing that. Um, with that said, so it's the second part to it. I said, and how are you doing? Well, how are you doing that specifically? How are you letting your light shine?
I'm real big on helping people back home. I'm
Okay.
real, I'm real big on
Hmm.
if I got it, even if it's gonna be a little tight in my pockets. If somebody is I went back home, my heart was broke when I came back. To tell you the truth, when I came back that first day, when I landed and I came back, yeah, I broke down and I cried.
Wow.
Yeah, I I cried. Not even for my own people. Of course, my own people aren't living luxurious, but just for the country, just seeing
Yeah.
the destitute, as the amount of help that's needed. Of course, our country is a lot of growth and development
Right.
that's happening in the country, and
Right.
there's of course room for improvement. Of course, at the same time. So, but yeah, I think that's big. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. That's really good, Sergio. It's always, we can't forget where we come from, and I think sometimes we get so accustomed to the, being, abroad that we can feel like, yes, I know sometimes I,
Yeah, people,
huh?
everybody that got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
mindset, oh, I go out there want be action. I'm
right,
confused.
right. But if you only know, as you said, the destitute of the situation,
Yeah, you don't even know what's going on. twenty
yeah,
dollars, $30 make a difference. So even if it's $30, that send wave app, where it's like in terms of the fees is just so reasonable. You could send $10, $20. That really be help. Yeah,
yeah,
help you, help
yeah.
you.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. And also saying that, we both from Liberia and I have family in Liberia. All my siblings are in Liberia. So my heart goes to them. Even sometimes when I'm eating, I'm wasting food. I feel bad, because I was like, people in my country right now will want more, will want this, So it came a time where, I just take what I need to eat. If I can't finish it, save it and try to finish it. But like wasting food, all these things that we take for granted because we in this country where we have more to us it might not be more, but if you compare it to somebody back home in Liberia in an African country, you have enough. You are rich to them to compare. You are very rich enough. So I think it's important that you mentioned that your place, you're shining your light specifically, and it's helping your people back home, and it's very important that we do that we don't forget about our people, we don't forget about our country. Also, I know there's people that doing other organization in Liberia in their country because they want to help out. So I think it's important. So thanks for sharing that because as a person who been here, as you know, for so long and haven't gone back, I know I will have a broken heart too. I'm looking forward to, in a few years to go back, but I can only imagine how I would feel that experience. So yeah, it's important that you share that. Thanks for sharing that. With everything you said tonight,
Just to add on that,
before
like, I think it was just to add on, like me crying, like I think it was like the big difference in terms of vibrational awareness and aesthetics and the frequency. When I came here, you see America and you see and then you compare it to it, just like the contrast. It just hit me too hard, and I think that's what it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of that, to add on to what you said, what is one thing that you
Mm,
think is like the big difference with Liberia? Because people are watching here, most of them, I'm pretty sure they're American. So with
mm.
Liberia, with being Liberian, and seeing and going back home to your country and seeing like that big, that change, like what few things that you can say is like major different compared to being in America and what your experience, what broke you, like what was the major thing that really like got you to that point of like grieving and spirit for your country and for your people.
Uh, the major difference was just the accommodations people are staying in. The
Yeah.
accommodations when you're walking or you're on the motorbike or whatnot, and you're seeing the accommodations people call home. And you're
Mm,
seeing the infrastructure and and just how things were. And you could see that Liberia was almost like a beautiful woman that had her best days in the past, in a
mm,
sense that you could see the beauty of Liberia in terms of the construction that was there in like the 80s when Liberia was booming. You could see it still there, and nothing's been done to it because ain't no money there to do any type of renovations on it. So you
yeah.
can see all the Hotel Africa, the Ducal Palaces, all the beautiful roads that was paved in the 80s. And it's like, it's just there. And it's being, of course, degraded through time. And it's like, and it's heartbroken. So, yeah.
Mm, mm. So what are your advice to some of us who have been here for so long? I haven't shamefully haven't gone back, hoping for that still to happen. So what are your advice to some people who haven't gone back, who've been in America, and even want to do something in Liberia? What are some things that you would suggest them? Because I know from with me, I definitely want to do something in the future in my country. What are some of the things that you think is a need over there for people to do or invest in doing in Liberia? What are some things?
I would say a lot of people, they want to have a reason to go back. They want to have like a concrete reason why I got to make a certain amount of money, or I got to go back in order. Like I got to have a project that I'm building out there in order to have a motivational spirit to go back. I think just going back, just going back, just going back alone and spending 2 weeks in the environment, spending money there, putting money in the economy. People go to Dubai and they spend $7,000 in the Dubai economy.
Mm,
What's that gonna do for Arabs? People that don't even like you. Niggas
yeah.
don't. Arabs hate you, and you spending $10,000 in the economy.
Mm,
I'll be better you spend that money in Ghana or Lagos or Monrovia, much better. So just going back, spend money in the economy instead of spending that 7,000 wherever else. Go spend money there, and I think, of course, on top of going back, you're gonna have that awareness that anybody with a heart's gonna want to be pushed, and they're gonna have the impetus and motivational spirit to actually do something just by going back. So
mm, mm. That's good. That's really, really good. Yeah, thanks for sharing that because I think, yeah, as you said, I can say I feel like have that mindset. Oh, I have to have money, right? Because I know when people like they say because that's what I've been told too. Not because I just have that mindset. There are times that I just want to go and feel like, oh no, you got to have certain amount first. You got to like have like this amount because this is why they say that because it's said when you go over there the people expect you to do for them. Right? So they say you can't go over there broke. Cause you got everybody coming to you. She coming from America, he's coming from America. So that was some of the reason. But I like I like your perspective. Don't wait to have like this whole as you say, you people are going to Dubai, going to these other countries and spending like thousands and thousands of dollars where they can go back to Liberia and do the same and invest even help their own people and invest. Bless a little boy who's walking with no clothes or shoes on, do something. So I really like that. It's very encouraging to hear that. And it's very encouraging you coming here as a 6 years old in America and you still have a heart for your country. That speak a lot of volume. That speak a huge volume of you. So I really admire that and I applaud that because not everybody, I feel like some people are like, I'm done, I'm good. The America is my home now. But I think some of us that come from another country, our home will always be our home, regardless how poor it is, regardless of whatever the situation or the house many warrior has, our home will always be our home. So I really appreciate you really emphasizing on people going back or on people still helping their country and people there, being a blessing. We are blessed to come to America. It's time for us to be a blessing to our people and to our country. So I really appreciate you saying all of that. Um, so with everything we said today, everything you say, you have so many good stuff, good things to say. Well, what would be few things that you want to leave our audience? Advice, encouragement, anything. With everything you said today, what would be your last like few things that you want to leave our audience today that are watching or those who will come across this video?
uh, I would say that fasting is almost like a cheat code. If you want a
Mm,
cheat code in this world, if you want a cheat code to anything that you fighting with, or anything that you have to go through, anything that you're battling, sickness, spiritual sickness, physical sickness. If you want a cheat code, if you could actually have the spirit to actually go through it and the mindset and this fasting is the cheat code.
mm,
Fasting is the cheat code. Let me tell you right now, fasting solves everything. Fasting
mm,
Of course, the amount of time is better, but let's say if you dry fasted for 2 days, you could solve literally any problem in your
What is
life.
what a dry fast for people who don't know?
Dry fast is drinking. What I'm drinking. Dry fast is no drinking, no eating.
For
The
two
longer,
days.
yeah, the longer the better. The longer the better. 1 day is great. 2 days better. 3 days, you God body, meaning like you're walking with God at that point.
Wow. And have you personally done this?
I did 4 days, and I felt like when I
Wow.
started driving, I felt like I was out of the vehicle. It was a strange feeling. I felt like I
Wow.
was driving, but my body itself was out of like it was the strangest feeling.
Wow.
So it's like if you want to strengthen your spirit, strengthen your resolve, strengthen any part of your psyche, and you focus your attention, of course, through prayer and through speaking with God through your fasting, because you're not just going to be fasting, or else
Right.
it's unless it's a medical fast. But if you
Right.
put prayer in it, then you're talking about the spiritual aspect of it as well. So yeah,
Wow. Wow. That's so powerful. That's so so powerful. Wow.
Mhm.
That is amazing. That is really powerful. That's a great advice because I'm huge on fasting. I've seen what fasting have done, and as you say, you're in a different zone when you fast. You're in a different space with God when you
Mhm.
really sustain from food and sustain from like what you say. I have not personally done dry fast. I've done like water fast for
Wow.
for 3 days, but I have not done. But that's something I'll definitely look into. Definitely will try that out. And
Yeah.
yeah, but that's amazing. That is
Mhm.
amazing. Because
Yeah.
didn't Jesus did 40 days, 40 nights, right? In the
40 days
Bible.
water fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Wow, that's a great advice. Anything else you would like to leave with the audience?
uh,
Besides the
no, I love you, cuz. Yeah, no, I love what
okay,
no, that's
yeah,
it. Love you,
yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
appreciate you.
well, thank you so much again for being here. I appreciate it. As I say, it's late to you, even
Uh,
later to you than me. But thank you so much for making the time. This has been really, a really powerful interview. You said a lot of powerful things that I can't wait to go back when this video is like done and edit to go back and listen in and share this. And I pray those of you who came on here today to watch and were watching us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time, Sturgis. I greatly appreciate you. I love you so much. You definitely have to come back on here again because I do different topics that I have different topics that I'm planning to do, and definitely I want you to come back here again. So thank you so much for your time and taking the time to be here tonight with me. I love you and God bless you.
thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you, cuz.
Yep, you're welcome. Bye.